Ahead on Daytime Buffalo, we talk to gardenette and mental health advocates of Western New York about how gardening can benefit more than just the environment. And Starring Buffalo is here with their upcoming show that's sure to be a hit. It's all coming up right now on Daytime Buffalo. Good afternoon, hello, and welcome to Daytime Buffalo. I'm your host, Chelsea Lavelle. Joining me today to discuss mental health and gardening, we have Nora Saints and Erin M. Moss. Thank you both for joining me.
Thank you.
Well, I want to start by talking about, we've been celebrating May and Mental Health Awareness Month all throughout the month, but Mental Health Advocates of Western New York does a lot of work year-round to raise awareness and provide services to the community. So, Erin, can you tell us more about what you do?
Absolutely. I serve on the board of directors for Mental Health Advocates of Western New York. Fabulous organization. They have so many programs for mental health. The Youth Peer Advocates, where they go into the schools and they help teens. They have the BEST program where they help the little kiddos in school. They help the veterans and the veterans' families. They have a lot of peer groups for depression, anxiety, all types of things. It's a one-stop shop.
Now, you've teamed up with Nora here from Gardenettes to educate people on how interacting with plants and flowers can actually be good for our mental health, too. So do you want to tell us more about that and how it works with our brain?
Yeah, it's interesting because working the soil actually can help your gut and microbiome. And the vitamin D from the sunlight, we need the sunlight. It's a natural serotonin boost. And just the feeling of being productive, getting out there, interacting with others, interacting with the earth, it gives you such a sense of purpose.
Yes. Now, Nora, what advice do you have for people that want to add some sort of gardening to improve their mental health and they don't know where to start?
You don't have to go too big. I think a lot of people feel like they have to do everything at once, and I always say start small. Pick a sunny corner of your yard. If you're worried about how it's going to come out, maybe choose the backyard and do a little corner back there. And just pick a few perennials. Perennials are the plants that come back year after year. So you can buy them once, tend to them, and enjoy them for the rest of the season.
Now, what about people that don't have a yard? Where should they start?
Oh, there's tons of options. This is a great example, too. You can do containers. You could do window boxes. There's raised beds for people with mobility issues, so beds that are up on legs so that you don't have to bend over. You do not need dirt in the ground. There's a lot of different ways you can incorporate this into your space.
Now, do indoor plants have the same mental health benefits as outdoor plants would?
They do. One of the studies that I was reading was investigating the impact of just having a single house plant in your house. It doesn't have to be 50. But just the impact, just like how you were talking about how it is outside, getting your hands dirty, tending to something, it's a great practice for mindfulness. And when you have plants indoors, it improves the air quality as well.
There you go. Okay. And what about herbs? Now, we were talking on your Instagram. You have like a little bit of a practice and you share all the different herbs you love, Erin.
Yeah, I love to share about the natural benefits of things from the earth, herbs like chamomile, ashwagandha, mint, lavender. Those are all very calming herbs that are natural that you could grow that could help you with things like sleep, anxiety, reducing stress, things that you can grow at home, like Nora was saying.
And then how cool is it to be growing something that then you start cooking with?
Yeah. And this right here has some examples of herbs and flowers in it too. We've got basil in the back and thyme in the front, so you can have a little bit of both.
Okay, a little assortment. And I'm sure it's also really great for kids too, teaching them a sense of responsibility, especially for those indoor plants, right?
Yeah, and it's super easy, and it's a really low-cost activity. It's just as simple as water and sunlight, so anyone at any age can participate.
Well, obviously, Nora, you're the expert, but do you want to talk about maybe how it may seem regular to you, but how plants and gardening has improved your mental health?
Oh my gosh. I was reading this morning that we spend 90% of our time indoors. and I think probably even more in Buffalo. So just going outside and being in nature, it just forces you to stop. It forces you to put the screens down. You're focusing on a really small, really easy task, and it's just, I just personally feel the weight lift off my shoulders.
That's right. When we
Yeah.
spend like 9 months indoors in Western New York and get 3 months outdoors, it's that time.
Yeah.
What is the go-to for people that are looking to make their garden pretty, but they're just starting? They're not really sure about their green thumb yet.
Again, I think just choosing some really easy perennials like coneflowers, salvia, even like a lavender would be a really easy, really colorful start. All of those plants that I just listed have really long blooming periods, so you can enjoy them for a long time. They're drought tolerant, they're really low maintenance, and they only take up a small amount of space, so you can, if you're overwhelmed by the idea of building a whole garden, that's a really good place to start.
And especially that lavender, it has that calming
Yeah.
sense to it. It also gives off this aroma. It can really change your space.
Yeah. And even when it's not flowering, just brushing up against it, you can smell it. So
I feel like I've seen gardening like tattoos. If people say one person that you get a tattoo and then all of a sudden you want to keep going. I
Yeah.
feel like it's like with plants now.
It is addictive. It had a moment during COVID, and I think people are still riding the wave because it's great. It's great for you.
That's
So.
right. Well, plants have an amazing impact on our mental health. So thank you so much for coming in and sharing more about that. And viewers, for more information on both Mental Health Advocates of Western New York and Gardenette, you can visit their websites listed right there on your screen. Thanks again for coming in, Erin and Nora.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.